Hello, my name is Jacob Griffith, and this is the final podcast for the public speaking class that I'm taking at Full Sail University. I would like to start off to say that I'm not much of a public speaker myself. I've always been kind of the guy in the background, just I'm not much of a spotlight person. I've never much liked it. Although I have had experience in the spotlight. As I've said before, I've had experience doing plays. When I was in 5th grade, we did a play, Puss in Boots, kind of an after-school program that, well, it was a little bit different because I was more of a presenter before I gave a short monologue to part of the storyline and stuff. And being up on the stage alone, just this little kid, was hard, but I still had fun doing it. Well, I have fun doing it, though I may not be much of a person to actually put myself into it as often. Or at least voluntarily put myself out and do it, unless it's like a play for fun and stuff. Uh, of course, I also did a few more plays in high school, so I have had some experience, although really haven't had an experience of doing any actual straight up presentations before an audience. And I feel that, though yes, there's quite a bit you can learn from working with digital like this, but there's so much more that being digital, it's you don't have the audience, you don't have the luxury when it comes to audio and video recording to be able to start over. Case in point, as it being one of my weak points, I've not really been able to pre-write a presentation and, well, get it out correctly. Most of my presentations are, well, ad lib, and I just look at the notes that I'm given, and I may write a few notes down which I want to make key points, but most of the time, no. Visuals, well, I had a few technical issues with visuals. My Final Cut Pro wasn't quite working when I went to try and do some, and I'm not familiar with any of the other programs. The Mac the school gave me is being the first. So I spent my life as a Windows guy and never really did any video editing or anything like that. Well, question is, were you nervous during any of the presentations? Well, very much yes. I'm just, in any kind of situation I do get nervous, but through the 4.5 years I spent in the Army, I did kind of get better at setting aside being nervous and just stepping out and just doing it. And that's sometimes what needs to be done to make it come out right, is just to sit down and do it. And of course, critiques and feedback, I give out what I expect anybody to give me. I try to point out some faults that they have, and I try to point out some good aspects. Kind of the stuff I learned doing some of my art stuff online. Practicing, as I said before, it's not as much me. I'll do a little pre-practice to get a few phrases out, but not all of them. As it comes to this class, yes, I did enjoy it, even though at no point did I have any actual face-to-face interactions other than people that I personally knew, that I had met in class before this online class. So among the things that I enjoyed most was actually the TED Talk. I chose a scientific one, and that's kind of where I like to go. Although I go into ideas and stuff, but I don't as much like to monitor how people are and what they do. And I'm not as much a critique person, or at least one that gives critiques, but I welcome anything and everything people have to say about me. When I was in the Army, I had people going over my head telling my NCO stuff when everybody had said, do it at the lowest level. So I'm more than welcome and willing to accept any kind of critiques. As for a 0 to 5 scale for how well I think I've done this month, well, I'd say it's about a 3, maybe a 4 if I'm absolutely lucky. Because, well, I did forget some things, I did not do some things. Well, I never really was much looking forward to this class in the first place, but it's done well. And, well, I could probably say that my online presentations will be a lot better after this month due to all the work. This is Jacob Griffith, and, well, I hope to see all the students participating be able to graduate and continue their careers.